ASMR reading for all signs. All signs are welcome. So, hopefully, I will be able to keep up with the time stamps and everything. But yes, let's go ahead and get started with the powerful advice that has come for each sign just this January. This is, like I said, only for January, so this reading will consist of just two decks, the Moonology for some powerful advice, and the Tarot deck as well. So let's go ahead and get started with my Capricorns. So Capricorn, let's see, what is your full moon advice? Because that's the next thing. Today is currently January the 6th, so the next one that comes up will be a full moon. So let's see. What is your full moon advice, Capricorn? Okay. So many cards looking to pop out. I can't even get the shuffle in. Okay. So your full moon advice is surrender to the divine. Capricorn, full moon advice is surrender to the divine. So there is a certain energy of surrendering and, not being so fixed on whatever is, keeping you in the stuckness energy, the stuckness idea. There is definitely an energy here of allowing whatever needs to come to you to come, and like I said, not being stuck, not being so fixed on the idea that something has to happen in a particular way. When you are surrendered to the divine, you are in the energy of, not letting anything stand in your way, no matter what. That surrendering to divine energy is that full moon energy of basically not being, like I said, any stuckness, any energy of being way too stringent about how something happens. So when you are surrendering to the divine, you are open to the way your manifestations or anything that you're looking to the outcome of any of these things can be very, very any way that these things happen is very open. You're not, like I said, being too stringent, too reliant on a particular way of anything happen. So you are very open to, let's see, what are you open to in this January? I'm trying to stop my cards from falling. So let's see, what are you open to? What do you have to be open to this January? What is it that you're being open to? So let's pull your card, and you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles energy is that one definitely focused on your money, or just things that are business savvy, logical. The keys here being very family oriented or reliable or supportive. So that's the energy of surrendering. Also being supported, and also being, if you're looking into the future with a clear vision and you move forward with self-discipline and determination, there's nothing that you cannot accomplish. So that King of Pentacles is reminding you to stay attentive to the details, but be open to new opportunities that are surrounding you. So that is for my Capricorns. Capricorns, that is your energy of this January. Being open to how things happen, but being detailed and focused on what you want to actually happen for yourself. That is your energy right now. And let's move on to my Aquarius. So with my Aquarius, Aquarius. Let's get a card, the Monology card, to kick off your powerful advice. So, what is the full moon advice? Like I said, that's the first one coming up after this waxing cycle. So, your full moon advice. Your full moon advice is, in Aquarius, show the world the real you. So, full moon in Aquarius is show the world the real you. And that is definitely the energy of not being afraid to be whoever you are, wherever you are. It may seem tough. This card is bringing a message that is telling you to detach a little from whatever situation you may be feeling coming up this January. Someone might be keeping you at arm's length, but it's allowing you to unfold and progress, even if you feel like attachment vibes. You are in that energy of not being afraid to show your unique characteristics, but not having to be completely under another person. So having just enough detached energy where you're aware of your feelings, but also prepared to move on. So this could definitely be a romantic energy, but don't lose the beauty of like that romance of life, and not just romance coming from another person. So let's see the energy of the tarot energy of Aquarius in this. I'm just gonna pull from the top. So the Aquarius energy is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is definitely that celebration energy. If you ever see, sorry, I'm trying to get the card. If you ever see the Six of Wands, which is this card, is like the celebration, like being hoisted up. Have you ever been like hoisted up on someone's shoulders, something like that? That's the energy of the Six of Wands. So that energy is all about accomplishment, diplomacy, conquest, being, fortunate, good fortune, cooperation, popularity, success, and pride. So this is the arrival of positive news coming in, and you being very victorious, and you should be proud of all of these accomplishments. Your enthusiasm has paid off, and you're realizing all of the limitless potential of everything that you're trying to accomplish. So there's definitely nothing that you cannot achieve, and also other people are recognizing the strength. Like I said, this is the energy of not just your accomplishments, but other people in the background celebrating the things that you are accomplishing as well. So that is the energy of Aquarius in this time. This card is representing the harmonious state that comes from reaching this healthy and comfortable balance in your life of like mind, body, and spirit all being balanced. That is what you can expect this January. So let's move on to my Pisces. Moving on to Pisces. So Pisces, let's get your Monology card. Alright. The full moon energy for Pisces is look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. So that's the Sagittarius energy of not being, stuck on one particular phase of life. Realizing that life comes in cycles. So there is definitely the energy of not being so fixed in on one thing. So are you thinking too much about the details details of a particular dilemma. If you are fretting over very small details, that can be counterproductive to what you actually want. So if you are taking all like this, the card of all talk and no action, this card is a reminder to, while it's all good and well to think a lot of stuff through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture and see what needs to be done about your current situation. So what is the most positive thoughts that you can have about your situation? And your time is about taking time out for a mini break or adventure. But yes, okay, so finding the balance is definitely necessary right now, not too much. The full moon in Sagittarius is talking about going on an adventure, realizing that you have a lot at your feet. So let's take a look at for Pisces, let's take a look at your tarot card. So the card for Pisces is the card of the Magician, which is all about being very original, having a lot of inspiration and ideas, your skill, direction, magic, power, action, and manifestation. This card is telling you to take action, as well as, looking at the bigger picture. This is about getting out of, the mundane, and, this is the number one card of the deck, so it's representing the new beginnings and the new sparks of whatever you're creating and inventing for yourself. Your next step is requiring planning, or being very self-disciplined to act on the things that you plan out, and also being very persevering, having a spirit of perseverance, and knowing that anything is possible. The Magician is telling you that there's unlimited possibilities for you. Also, when you look at I always love to point this out, when you look at the Magician's cards, they're the energy of physical, which is earth, mental, which is air, spiritual, which is fire, and emotional, which is water. So you have everything at your disposal. So it's all about working together harmoniously, and these energies allow you to channel your full potential. When your efforts yield very positive, when your efforts when you're doing all of these things, it's very putting your efforts forward, and it'll get you super positive results. And it seems like everything, like I said, is full of just possibilities, unlimited possibilities, with the infinity symbol there for you, my Pisces. So that is definitely your energy. Let's see what we have for. Let me write your timestamp down. And let's move on to my Aries. So, Aries, we will get you one card for your powerful advice. So my Aries, I will pull. This card for you is the full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Your dreams need a practical plan. So it's a lot all about, with this beginning of the year energy, is definitely all about taking a look at what you can do, rather than being very stuck into what you can. So sometimes you need to weave a bit of magic and positivity into your plans, or sometimes you may need to be a little more practical. So whatever it is for you at this time, this is calling you, like I said, to evaluate how you have been behaving, so that if you are needing a whole new plan of action, you can go ahead and act on it. So this card suggests that where you are now is you're needing to use the laws of attraction to draw in what you want by imagining, expecting it, also want to balance that practical, balance out the attraction side. So the attraction side is very spiritual and air energy, but when you're balancing it out, you need a practical plan. So with all of the vision boards and all of that, that's very nice, but also taking that time to write out a plan, write out your vision. So let's take a look and let's take a look and see what you get for the tarot. So for Aries, the tarot. So Aries, you have the Queen of Cups. You need a practical plan, and you have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is telling you your keys here is to be introspective, psychic, loving, compassionate, honest, healing, and empathetic. So this card is coming as an opportunity to nurture your relationships, either, with others or anything of that nature. Listen to your inner voice and psychic abilities. The manifestation. So you may be doing things like vision board parties or something like that, something with your friends that, gains and, gathers up more energy and inspiration. So, leaning on like a community, as well as, listening to yourself if that feels right for you, leaning into your community, but definitely making time to listen to your inner voice and trusting your own psychic abilities, and the manifestation of just loving energy and soulful experiences with the people in your life. So this could, like I said, be doing something very creative and like having like a goal setting party. It is January, so people are more accustomed to, celebrating this time of the year. So this is the perfect time if that feels right for you. But if you're not doing it with a bunch of people, definitely doing it for yourself. You can never, start over too many times, or, just flesh out a new plan for yourself, or, be too goal oriented. So this is your time to do that for all of my Aries. So let's go ahead and get your timestamp, and I will move on to the next. So with the next one, we have Taurus. My Taurus, let's go ahead and get your Moonology card for your powerful advice. What is your powerful advice for Taurus? Let's see. Alright, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. So there may be something here that was weighing heavily on you since the end of the year just wrapped up. The end of the year may have brought up, a lot of issues that didn't quite get finished out. What you can be sure of is that your personal solution is coming to a positive ending for yourself, and this is the full moon in Cancer. So things are likely to get very heated, as the full moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign. So there definitely could be something like an ending which causes an explosion of feelings around right now, or just surrounding whatever questions that you may be having. It's important to be sensitive to other people when you are having this energy. There are very fine, I definitely feel like sensible, psychic, energy that comes with, being like a feminine energy. This is the time to deal with that. So it's also telling you to deal with any family issues that's popping up. It's not anything to worry about, but there's always challenges that's coming to an end when you are looking at this, whether it's domestic or just private issues that are coming to a head. It's like a pimple coming to a head, but the answers to your questions lies in, that energy, filling out energy of the people around you. And this could be the time that you step up and agree to actually overcoming these small issues that are keeping you held up. So let's look at the tarot side of it all for my Taurus. As resolutions, or as things really start to speed up for you. So the card you actually have, which is great for like resolutions and that energy of things actually being done for you, which is the Eight of Wands. Things coming up for you at this time. The Eight of Wands is all about adventure, change, newfound success, movement. That's the big card of movement, collaboration. You can see how they all are like darting in. Collaboration, successful timing, and news. So you may be, the news that's coming to you may be the energy of, change coming and surrounding you. It's definitely the best time to move towards what you want in a sideways manner. So making sure that you're, not clingy, you're meditating, things of that nature. It's all about, with the Eight of Wands, this card is about more swift actions and transitions. But there's a creative power that is requiring you to have your attention on like more emotional, the more emotional side of you. So being very in tune with how your emotions are running so that you can make the best decisions, so that when your resolution comes, it's one that you are fond of. This is the kind of energy that the Eight of Wands energy is, the one that lights the fire underneath you, forcing you to like get up and make whatever happen. You're not avoiding anything. So if life has been feeling a bit overwhelming, you're assured that there's something very swift with this Eight of Wands coming in for you, that is rewarding you for all of these efforts. So now is the time to take action and set your intentions. Once you focus on a specific task or goal, there is nothing that can hold you back. So this is definitely all about self-direction, being determined and being confident, and that comes from having that clarity as well. Like being clear, when I mention emotions, is because Cancer is the more emotional one. So being clear on your emotions allows you to be very self-directed, self-guided, and not holding back. That is your energy for all of my Tauruses. So I'm gonna write down your timestamp. Now we have Gemini. My Geminis. Let's get your Moonology card, and we will see exactly what you have for some powerful advice for all of my Geminis. I got my, can't see it. There we go. I got a little wax melt. So let's see what you got. The full moon for you is Leo. Don't let your pride get in the way. For Leo, don't let your pride get in the way. So with this energy is asking you, have you been letting your pride become an obstacle to doing the things that you know you need to do? So is this question that you're asking based on your ego, or is it based on your heart? These things that come up, once you're looking intrinsically, it is very important to like ask you, what are you moving out of? Like, how are you moving? What are your actions being led out of? Is it ego, or is it from your heart? This Leo energy is all about the heart, like the big heart of the lion, in the jungle. It's definitely magnificent energy, but when it's combined with the full moon, it can become over the top. So this card is coming, and it may be coming right now, because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. So it's more love over thoughts. So you're acting more out of your heart rather than like overthinking, over processing, and being trapped up in the dilemma. So by doing this, you can ask and make sure that you're finding time between the needs of your own and the needs of the people are around you. So you're making sure that that you're not getting too trapped up in that as well. So let's go ahead and get your tarot. Let's shuffle, 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 shuffle for your tarot card. Gemini. For sure, tarot card, Gemini. Your tarot card is the card of Temperance. So, the Temperance card. The Temperance keys here is harmony, balance, renewal, adaptation, moderation, healing, duality, and spirit guide. So you may, like I said before, balancing your ego with your heart, balancing the ego with the true self, the higher self. The Temperance is encouraging you to be mindful of your decisions that you're making during this time. There may be a need for balance and moderation as you look at your personal goals. So why are you creating these goals? Are you creating them out of the ego to impress, or out of the alignment with your true self? In the grand scheme of things, after you've done everything and what have you been through, it's gonna, when you look back at the larger scope of your life, you'll be asking, what gave you that sense of purpose and that joy, and why did you do the things that you need, that you do? Why did you complete certain goals or didn't at the time? So this is definitely reminding you to be patient, to be loving, and to be caring in order to manifest your dreams. Being patient with yourself, not being overly agitated about when you accomplishing your goals. Just knowing that you're steadily moving always in that direction, and it definitely requires some patience for my Gemini. So that is your reading, Gemini. I'm gonna write down your timestamp. So let's take a look at, I'm gonna move on to the Cancers. Cancers. All right. Definitely got away. Okay. So, a win-win is forecast. A win-win outcome is forecast. This is Libra, so it's all about balance. The full moon in Libra is the sign of partnership. It could be falling in love with another, or falling, in love with yourself. Very closely related to that. And since full moon is about climaxes and conclusion, this is suggesting that you're about to maybe start a new relationship, or start something that is very important to you, or that current relationships in your life are changing somehow, deepening somehow. So it's important to remember that people come to you for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If the relationship is ending now, if things are ending right now, it's best not to fight it. So this card definitely refers to professional relationships, anything where there's a sense that you need to balance yourself out with another person so that you can have win-win outcomes and things of that nature. Doing so may be the answer to all of your questions for my Cancers. So let's see what card, after shuffling, what card does my Cancers get? What's the powerful advice for Cancers? So we have the star. Realizing your star power, your star energy, why you are attracting certain things. So the star is about spiritual love, not just the ego driven, but deep spiritual connection, bright prospects, hope, inspiration, new beginnings, success, creativity, and healing. So the balance that you need is very healing. The things that are coming to you, let go of what's falling away, realizing that you are the star, okay, and not this gentle magic of the star connects you with your inner voice of inspiration and light. So when it is speaking, your heart is lifted and your spirit is divinely lifted as well. This is marking a time of renewal and a fulfillment period. So this is definitely indicating a good balance of, creativity that you're working on and soulful inspirations, pointing to a pleasurable experience right now after you have emerged from like the feeling of being shaky, being unbalanced, not knowing whether you're going to get a win as an outcome. After you emerge from that instability or turmoil, now you're ready to be like replenished spiritually and emotionally. So you're basking in this expansive energy. The star is very expansive, very like a universal source of illumination. It's a mirrored reflection of your own self sparkling in the sky above. Like, I think of people as stars, everybody has their own guiding star. So that may be something that you're looking into right now. Like, what was the stars and, all of that on the day that you were born. That could be a good time to give you indication to what this year can bring to you. So each of us are made up of stardust, and that's why I said we have our own stars, because we are the boundless particles of that great consciousness that the star holds. That's all within you as well. So it's very powerful to have this as your like symbology for all of my Cancers out there. So thank you so much, Cancers, for watching. Alright, and we are going to move on to the Leos. The big and bright Leos. So we have the full moon in Virgo. Full moon in Virgo, which is telling you that you are good enough. So it's time to definitely be honest with yourself, to not, be over, to ask yourself and understand yourself, like what has led you to this point. So have you been humble, like too humble to the point of being like not self-effacing? So have you been too humble? Humility is good, but it can't take you so far. And drawing this card is telling you that you are underrating yourself. You don't have to be extremely flashy, but you definitely have to be certain about you being good enough. So you can't be in that energy of being way too humble, because at the end of the other scale, you have to ask yourself, have you been too down on yourself, or have you been too picky and not acknowledging all of the things that you have come to accomplish? So once you have acknowledged these things within yourself, your next step should be more obvious to you, paying attention to your details. After you acknowledge that you're good enough for whatever you want, then you can find balance between the cosmic, like spiritual side of your life, or the mundane things that you have to take care of on a daily basis in order to, have this same sort of energy. So let's take a look at what card you get during tarot. I love these readings. It's definitely a reminder to love yourself and not take things too seriously where you don't get to enjoy anything. So we have the Two of Wands, which is all about your own direction, inventions, facing your fears, or seeking wisdom, individuality, your choice, partnerships, and determination. So the way that you feel about yourself, if you think whatever you think you're good enough for, or whatever you are accepting of in your present or your future, that is what you have told the universe is a powerful magnet, because whatever you are attracting is really showing you how you feel about yourself. You understand? So this card comes with a reminder that you are capable of anything that you wish to accomplish when you focus your mind towards a specific task or goal. And you have acknowledged all of your options and feel differently about yourself. So this, I think of like a small, medium, and large way of like, if you're gifting yourself something, you can go small, medium, or large. This energy, when you definitely feel better about yourself and higher, more deserving, you'll give yourself. You can see how he's like has the globe. You'll give yourself with the larger things. So if one is like the energy of, if one is great, like with the Ace of Cups is the one, then two is even better. However, you would definitely need to be conscious of all of the details, all of the energy work that you're doing. And if you combine your energy with, like I said, the mundane things of life, being determined and not being afraid to, see that other side of yourself, that darker side, in order to step into that light, being able to make that choice to choose your higher self, your greatest self, that is what's giving you the energy to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. So 2 is the number that speaks of splitting energies while acknowledging that balance as well. So balancing it out, definitely the theme of this month. And that is for my Leos. So I'm just writing down the timestamp thing. Alright. Thank you, Leos. We're moving on to Virgo. Virgo. So, let's see your Moonology card for your powerful advice for my Virgos. A fiery climax approaches. Which is Aries. Definitely fiery energy. So whatever you had wrapped up, or whatever energy is wrapping up from, whatever the energy that is wrapping up from last year is definitely coming to a more explosive ending, you could say, or not even explosive, but it's time to see if you've been like, it's the end of a tug of war, so that can bring some relief to you. So that energy of asking yourself how you've been handling these situations, stress, anything of that nature. If you know deep down that you've been like quick to judge or rash to do things or going too fast, then accept that, and accept that whatever situation that you are in is because of all of the quick decisions that you're making. So this could be, coming in that time telling you to slow down, in the way that you, realizing that the way that you started a race doesn't necessarily have to be the way that you ended. Like some people will quit mid-race just because they didn't, they don't have that same energy of when they started. So you definitely see that, like, it's like quitting a marathon before you reach, the end. Doesn't matter what your time will be. If you continue, at least you can say that you finished the race. It's like the turtle versus the hare. No, the hare versus the rabbit. That's what it is. Okay, let's see what your card will be. Okay, so the card you have is perfect. It's the Hangman. So it's like that balance that I was mentioning before. The way you start doesn't have to be the way that you finished. You're at a crossroads. It's more of your keys here is like crossroads, acceptance, epiphanies, patience, surrender, sacrifice, introspection, and meditation. So being, as you navigate to where you want to be, being kind to yourself, being, accepting of yourself, and surrendering, being more patient with yourself. Now is definitely a good time to pause, take a deep breath, and review your plans. as this climax, starts to approach, you are asking yourself, like, what are your options and where are your true passions right now? If you're feeling stuck, don't make any like hasty decisions. That's what this energy of the Aries is. It's all about, being very hasty and not, thinking, being rash. So if you're feeling stuck, don't make those decisions. If you sense that you're standing at this crossroads, it's time to meditate and take time to fully absorb whatever options are being presented to you. That could be something that is, more than one solution is being offered right now. So whatever it is, you're taking the time. If you need to make any sort of sacrifice that will leave you feeling vulnerable, understanding that this is a transitional time, like during a transitional time where you need to recalibrate. So this could be one of those life-altering moments in your life that you're needing to meditate on your personal and deeper priorities and your passions, and realizing the last thing I'll leave you with, Virgo, is when one door closes, another one always opens. So just because this climax is here now, it doesn't mean that, it's forever. You're always able to open up more doors with the creativity of your mind and, the patience, the epiphanies, the things that will pop up on you when you least expect it. So that is for my Virgos. All right, let's do Libra. For my Libras, we have it's time to take action. I thought the last one was in. It's time to take action. This actually is a new moon, but that's fine. So it's also Aries energy, so it's time to take action. So Libra, if you have been, putting anything off, this is definitely the energy of being reminded of how important it is to, keep moving forward no matter what. That is your commitment to yourself, and the commitments that you make to yourself are the most important ones. So a flame has been lit under you, and in order to get there, drawing this card is definitely a sign that there is something that you want to happen in your life, and you can take this card as being a yes from the universe. So it's always a yes, but I feel like it's a yes, but so it's yes, but you still have to make the things happen. So I feel like we all can get everything that we desire, but it does take a steady and consistent moving. So you may still have a way to go, because after all, you do have to actually do things, but you're definitely on your way. And this is the card of telling you to be determined and to be brave, that you are being called for these things, and it's driving you towards the success that you are obviously wanting. But like I said, is that also having to move constantly. It's like riding a bike. If you put your feet on both of the pedals but you don't move anywhere, you'll fall over. As a contrast to that, though, if you put your feet on the pedals and you actually start, trying to make that forward motion, whether you're swayed or not, it's just depending on the skill of the rider. So definitely having to be more thoughtful and more, skilled at the things that you are doing. So let's go ahead and take a look at what your tarot card will be. What is the tarot card for my Libras? What action when you take this divine action? Let's see. So you have the Three of Cups here. Three of Cups. So your divine action leads you to abundance, healing, family, birth, studies, community, friendship, and celebration. So you may be starting something like school in order to, finish off a certain action, or you're just beginning something new, taking that sort of time to throw your creative energy and throw it towards some actions that are going to give you something to celebrate. So definitely, if you're looking into like something, I've been learning a lot about like science. So that energy of like a particle, we all are made up of particles. So that energy of particles is the ability to be in two places at the same time, because you're able to do that because particles are that energy of, not just where you are now, but where you will be in the future. So it's that thinking ahead that is putting you into the place that you want to be. So realizing that you're not just going somewhere, like the end result and you are not separate. So that end result is you. And the Three of Cups indicates that time of, it can foretell an emergence of spiritual and psychic growth as you learn to raise your vibrations and to entirely new levels, which is very exciting. That's why this is like the celebration card. This could be celebrating and surrounding yourself with your soul family, whether it's actual relatives or friends, partners, whatever, just expecting blissful memories. So if you feel like you've been overexerting yourself in some way, now may be an opportunity to take the time out or give yourself a break before you have to continue. It's like being in that balance of taking swift actions, but also being very swift about, resting whenever very necessary. So taking a load off, maybe putting your feet up, celebrating the accomplishments, and asking yourself what future adventures lies ahead that gives you more to celebrate. So balancing taking those actions, but also knowing when to celebrate what you have already accomplished. So definitely in that Aries energy is the one of forethought. That's the beginning of the new year. So maybe you're finishing up this last quarter energy. You're finishing up with thinking ahead, like what is this new year, the technical new year, and not just like the calendar new year. What is that energy of going to bring you? That's celebratory energy. Once you're actually able to, see how things have already filled out for you in the end. So that is for my Libras. Let's move on to Scorpio. What powerful advice is coming to my Scorpios? Get these out of my way. Okay. So, powerful advice coming to the Scorpio is balance spirituality and practicality. That's actually the Pisces energy, which is around this time as well. So balancing out the spirituality and the practicality is asking you, have you been like so heads in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If you are, this card is a sign to pay attention to like your concrete efforts or your goals, and the more practical steps that you can take is the better. That's also kind of the energy of the last card as well, Scorpio. So, but knowing that your energy is telling you like to meditate on all of these questions that may be popping up at the time, and asking yourself the best way to actually move forward. The more practical steps that you take is the better. So finding that inner balance between your responsibilities and all of the daydreams. Like, you can't spend your whole time in class daydreaming because you wouldn't have heard a word the professor said. But if you take that time out for yourself before you go to class, it can help you focus on being more practical about the things that you actually have to accomplish to achieve your dreams. So balance, Scorpio. Let's see what comes to you when you're balanced, with some powerful advice that will come to you. another, like marriage, also about just good health, good friendships, or romantic love, or psychic growth within yourself. So the Ace of Cups is telling you about that new beginning and the blissful relationships that come with that. So when you're able to balance yourself out, every relationship that you're in becomes more easy. Everything that you do practically becomes easy as well. So this could point to a new romance or deeper connections with others. It's also just a powerful force that is telling you that the universal love and the cosmic ties that you have with your friends and family are also heightened at this time. Your psychic awareness may be the thing that you are, more focused on at this time, and it's allowing you to see beyond the veil of the 3D world. So when it comes to balancing your spirituality and practicality, that's a part of it as well. Having enough foresight to, be able to see what's coming up ahead, but also not losing yourself in the future so much that you forget to, focus on the things that are right in front of you, which is like following your intuition on a day-to-day basis, because it won't let you down. So this time is, the ace is also relates to the strength of your identity or your self-esteem or just the personal things that you are convicted by. So it is wisdom that's telling you there's new spiritual heights for you, and this is a wonderful period to explore avenues of just self-expression, creativity, things that raise your vibration and make you feel, more creative, balancing that left side and right side of your brain. So the left side is all that creative energy, or it may be backwards, the right side. The right side is that creative energy, and the left side is like being practical on how you can use this creativity to, fund your dreams, or, how you use these things to fund your life or push your life forward in a better way. So this definitely is telling you all about that, and that is what you need at this time. Your most powerful advice for all of my Scorpios. So let's move on to the last one, which is the Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, let's see what you got. Alright, for my Sagittarius, you have full moon and Gemini. The answers that you need are coming. The answers that you need are coming. So there definitely may have felt like a stop up, like you weren't sure if what you actually wanted out of life would come to you, or where you felt like there was a lot of open-end questions where you weren't sure, like the energy of being uncertain about what's coming ahead. But this card is an important reminder to speak your truth, but remember that your words have consequences and impact whoever is listening to you. So right now, guard yourself against not being sure or giving answers too quickly. The answers that you need, the most important answers that you need, is like from yourself. So not being rushed into someone else telling you to give up something, give the answers to something very quickly. You are definitely in that energy of, if you're in the middle of like an argument, this card is coming as a reminder to like something that's like non-Gemini, is like least said, soon is mended, which is like, it's good to talk, but be careful that you aren't causing any issues with your words. Words are the most powerful thing that you have. You may be reading different things right now, like your word is your wand, or word magic, something that's telling you to be careful with the things that you're saying to people, or the way that you're committing to someone else, like being sure that you want to show up for something. So your most important person that you show up for first is yourself. So not overgiving of yourself, overgiving of your time or energy before you're able to, not overgiving before you're able to commit to yourself. Being sure that, the magic that you're creating and the reality that you're creating is something that you actually want to be attuned to. So this is your reality. Being sure that sure that the expression is yours. So let's get a tarot card. You may be having a lot of important conversations. Like I said, staying calm, not being rushed, not allowing other people to rush you into making any rash decisions. This is still the winter, by the way. I know it's like a new year, quote unquote, but the winter time is the one of, being very, still being that place of, not starting anything new just yet. You may want to hold off until the spring equinox. So the card you have is the Page of Pentacles, which is all about like entrepreneurial energy, being very dedicated, a visionary, adapting, being adaptive, practical, and this is a positive omen. So the Page of Pentacles is coming to you to let you know that your ideas and plans are headed in the correct direction. So it is important to maintain a focus on your goals and aspiration. So now is the time to make concrete plans and to take action. This is the transition phase right now between dreams and reality. There's a lot of expansion coming and a lot of good news coming. Like I said, the answers that you need are coming to you by way of the way that you behave and the way that you are acting. A lot of expansion, allowing for the things that you need to come to you at the perfect time, not rushing, not feeling like anyone else can rush you, not feeling like anyone else is making you commit to something too soon, being very aware of what you're doing, why you're doing it. And for my Sagittarius, that is the end of the reading. Thank you so much for watching. To all signs, I hope you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and know that you are very worthy. You are very welcome here, and thank you for watching today's reading.